We'll aspire to that one day.
I don't think we will, because you're going to watch it and be like, that's too much work.
Yes, agree.
Welcome to No Ordinary Friendship.
I'm Emily.
And I'm Teresa.
Let's catch up.
Emily.
Teresa.
Feels like it's been forever.
Welcome back, listeners.
We missed you.
Yes.
Did you miss us?
I don't think they did.
Okay.
I put out the podcast like 12 hours later than usual, and nobody messaged me.
I got
or
a couple
commented.
messages.
What? Where are my listener friends? They must not be like first day.
And then I blamed them because I saw one of them the day before. Okay, breaking news.
Okay, breaking news. This is silly, but lately I've been feeling like my life is like a movie. Not necessarily in a good way, but I will give you two examples. Okay. I just feel like, oh, this could have been out of a movie, a scene out of a movie.
But
is
usually
what I mean.
People say that for good things.
So my first one, if I was like younger and single, then I feel like this would have been really fun. And I don't know if you saw, I made a TikTok about it.
Intentionally did not watch the whole thing
because
I felt like I was going to ask you about it here.
Well, so I feel like I had a meet cute, which I just like that phrase. Basically, I got a text that it was Waffle's like appointment at the vet coming up. So I was like, oh, okay, either Victor or I must have made this like a year ago or something because it's like her annual.
Yeah. And
so I just pressed confirm, and then that was this week. So I took her in and everything was fine. They're like, oh, is this for Waffle? I was like, yeah. So they took me into like the room. And then like a couple minutes later, the receptionist comes back in. She's like, this is Waffle, right? And I was like, yes. And she was like, oh, and is this your address? And she reads like the address. I was like, oh, that's our old San Mateo address. Yeah. She's like, but this was your information? I was like, yes. And she's like, and your husband is Victor? And I was like, yes. Like, I'm really confused. She was like, oh, well, we got a new system, and I think someone else made this appointment, but you got the confirmation.
Oh.
They're like, someone else's dog's name is Waffle. I was like, oh, okay.
Was a guy named Victor?
No, but I think they just used the dog's name. They're like, someone else's name was Waffle Lee.
Oh.
And then, so I was like, oh, well, can you still fit me in? Because I came. And then they're like, yeah, don't worry, blah, blah, blah. So we have our vet appointment, and then I go out to the waiting room. And then, like, at the same time, the original, like, appointment maker.
Another Waffle.
But technically, it was Waffles. So they messed up in their system.
Okay.
I have a singular waffle, and they had a plural waffle. But it was, like, this Asian guy with, like, a little doodle dog.
Aww.
And the dogs were, like, friendly to each other. And it was just kind of funny because I was like, oh, sorry for taking your appointment. He's like, no worries.
Oh,
and
so he knew about the
I think they had to, like,
too.
explain it because when he came, they were probably like, Waffle's already in there. But I was like, oh, wouldn't that have been such a fun rom-com story?
Was he cute?
No. But he wasn't, like, hideous.
Right. And the dogs,
I think if I was, like, young and single and, like, I would have been open to, like, oh my gosh, is this fate, you know?
It's a natural conversation, like a topic of conversation, too.
And, like, a fun story.
Yeah.
Even if you just became friends or something from it.
Yeah.
But, yes, that was my rom-com situation.
That's cute.
And then I had a, like, comedy, not so funny for me, but funny for the audience example.
Okay.
And this was last night. I was just having like a rough day with the kids because, you know, I told you I took them to the dentist by myself in the morning, and that was rough because Cassie basically like screamed, cried, almost threw up from not wanting the dentist to check her teeth.
Yeah.
That wasn't the part of the movie. Then later, after
just to
school,
clarify.
Yeah, just to clarify how my
that
day
was not the nightmare.
going. I pick up the girls, I get home, and they were just like annoying me. Like sometimes they're really good, and this was not one of those times. But anyway, I was like, okay, girls, I'm gonna go get the bath ready. So usually what I do is I take the shower head and I like spray the bath down before I start filling the tub.
Okay.
And I was doing that, and Cassie was behind me. She actually wasn't like being bad, but she was swiffering. And all of a sudden, I feel this really painful whack on the side of my head, like on my ear. And I was like, ow! And I was so mad. I dropped the shower head and it sprayed me all over.
I hate that.
And then I had to grab it and like turn it off. And then Cassie's like screaming and crying so hard. I'm like, my whole front is wet.
Was she just like shocked?
Because she didn't do it on purpose.
Did she get sprayed as well?
No, she got scared, I think, because I was upset.
Oh, okay.
And I was like, what were you doing to hit me? And she's like, I was trying to clean the potty with her Swiffer.
Oh, she's just trying to help.
Yes. but it just made me think of like, isn't there a movie called like This Is 40? And like,
yeah.
About like being parents, and it's like,
should we watch that now?
I think we should, and
Maybe
see if
we should
relate.
watch it and critique it and talk about it here. You're right.
But yes, then I was like, okay, why is my life so weird right now?
No, that is definitely kind of one of those scenes where you're like, oh, that can't really happen. Or like, that's so exaggerated until it happens to you.
Happened.
And you know somebody that wrote that probably happened to them.
Yeah.
So it's definitely
So
not a
now
unique
I will
experience.
believe it when I see it in movies.
That's definitely happened to me before. Something like that. It's just so chaotic, right? Like all of a sudden.
Yeah.
And then you end up apologizing.
I know. I was comforting her, and I was
You were
like,
the
my
victim.
head is stinging.
Wait, no, we should really watch This Is 40.
Okay,
Is Adam
let's do
Sandler
it.
in that?
No, I think, isn't it Paul Rudd?
Oh, okay. Okay, great. I put Press On Nail Life as breaking news.
Yes, Press On Nail Life is the life we are living.
So,
Although...
no, it is not the life that I'm living. I kind of take back everything I said when I was saying all the pros and the benefits of the Press On Nail. So I did mine on, when I texted you, Sunday,
Saturday, maybe?
Yeah, well, it's Thursday and all of them are gone. All of them.
They did not last a week.
They did not
this
last
time.
at all. And I even splurged. Well, I paid an extra $6 to get the brush glue.
Oh.
The glue brush. So it's basically like a nail polish brush.
Is that what you used the first time too?
No, the first time I just used the regular.
What if that's the problem?
But if I paid for it, it's an add-on. I feel like it should be a better product,
It should,
right?
but I've never used a brush.
I don't know if that's the problem or not. I think the problem may be in the prep, but I followed all their instructions, so I felt like my prep
Did
was
you
pretty
like
good.
buff your nails too to make it kind of rough?
Buff my nails?
Like with the nail file?
No.
I do that. I
Create
try to
like a little
push
bit
my,
of ridges?
Yeah, I push like my cuticles. I don't do a ton, but I just like file each one until it looks kind of cloudy.
Yeah.
And then I do the alcohol wipe. And then I do the
Oh.
glue on my nail and on the press-on.
But that's not part of the instructions.
It's not?
Oh, is it?
I thought it was.
Okay. I take it back. I mean, I buff it because I've re-glued a couple of them. I buff it because I'm trying to take the
get
glue,
the glue
off.
off, yeah.
And I do the alcohol wipe again. And
Yeah.
it's just... Anyways, as you can see, my nails are bare. And I think when we go to Vegas, I'm just going to get a gel.
Oh, okay. I'm going to do press-ons, but I'll probably lose one on the way.
Just bring the little
glue,
pack.
yeah,
Oh, and the glue as well.
But what if I lose it when we're out? Then
There are some, like on Reddit, people said that there are certain colors and certain shapes and sizes that are just like way too curved.
Yes.
And I felt that way about this
That's my
set.
problem with I think they're called almond or something. I forget what
Oh,
shape.
okay.
They're too curved for me, so they don't stick. They like almost just pop off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess it's like the olive one. So even no matter what amount of glue you apply on, like it's not
the
gonna
wrong
hold.
shape
Yeah.
for us,
Because my
yeah.
nails are a little bit flat. Oh, like much flatter
Me
than
too.
the nails.
Yeah.
Listeners, if there's a flat press-on nail out there, I'd love to know.
Well, so the one I'm doing today is the short round, I think, and I
Yeah.
think that's a good shape for my
Which
nails.
is not even short.
No, it's really long.
It's like too long for me.
But you could just cut it. I cut
Yeah.
the thumbs because those are my special seatbelt unbucklers.
I had to cut all of mine because I just couldn't take it anymore. Or I couldn't type, and I have to,
Yeah.
when you work, you have to
typing
type
is hard.
normally. Texting is okay, though.
So yes, listeners, not all of them are created equally.
Yeah, I think even different colors, too,
Interesting.
are
I didn't think
different.
about the colors. But some are really good.
Yeah.
We'll see, though. This is day 2 for me, and I already had to re-glue 3 of them.
So that's the press-on nail life right now.
I think my tip from yesterday is I did mine and then immediately went and did dishes, which is probably a really bad idea because like the glue isn't fully set.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's why my 2 thumbs popped off like almost immediately.
Yeah.
So if you can, listeners, like build
Watch
in
a
some
show.
buffer. Yeah. Or do it like at night right before you're going to sleep so it has all night to kind of settle down or whatever.
I really just felt like I couldn't do anything because I was so afraid of them popping off the first day or so.
Yeah.
And I was like, is gel better? Because after you get your gel nails done, you could do literally anything.
Yeah, it's true. Gel, I think, is like, you don't have to worry about it popping off, but it's also way more expensive.
True.
And the time commitment it takes to go get it done. Okay. Guess how much or what do you want? You don't have any what do you wants this week?
No, I don't.
Oh.
I haven't
good
had
for
time
you.
to think about
You've
it
been
right
busy.
now. Yeah.
Okay, well, my guess how much is not great. Cassie, if you recall, like last month, She had the flu. And when I took her to the doctor, they're like, oh, do you want a test to figure out what it is? I was like, sure. Didn't even think about it. I thought, oh, yeah,
it's
just
like a simple swab.
Yeah. Results came back like a few hours later. She had the flu. But guess how much it costs for this test?
$200.
$686, which apparently my insurance is covering zero of. Maybe because I haven't hit my deductible.
What? Oh, okay.
But like, for that?
Because, I know, it's ridiculous.
What?
Logan went in for something similar, and it was, maybe it was $200 after
it was covered.
It was covered, yeah, because
it's crazy.
It's stupid,
but
honestly.
Also, like, if it's that much, I do feel like the doctor's office should give some sort of disclaimer. But at the same time, what was I going to do? I needed to know if she had the flu or if she had something bacterial or, you know?
Yeah.
So it's kind of like...
They just say it so casually as well. It's like, oh, we'll just like add this on. And you don't realize that it's going to cost hundreds and hundreds of dollars. Yeah. Like there's some things that I'm like, do I really need this? Do I really have to know?
Right. And actually, in most cases, I've said no. Like, I don't need to know if it's RSV, if I'm just going to treat it the same way. Yeah. But this time, it's because I was like, oh, what if she has something that requires antibiotics? Or, like, it seems weird that her fever keeps coming back. So I just wanted to make sure, like, rule out some of the stuff. Yeah. But now I owe so much money.
Well, you'll hit that deductible soon, I guess.
Yes. I know.
They're ridiculous. The American healthcare system, I feel like we talk about them way too much.
Yes.
And it's only going to get worse.
I know.
And honestly, I can't even blame the doctors. I bet the doctors don't even know. They don't know what insurance we have. Like they are
definitely don't know.
Also at the mercy of these large insurance companies.
Yes. And, can I say one more thing? Also healthcare related.
Yes.
So Cassie, when we were in Hawaii, had to go to the ER and we called an ambulance. First of all, the ambulance in Hawaii was cheaper than our ambulance here. Here, it was like 4,000 something, and then in Hawaii, it was like 2,000 something. But then I entered our health insurance, and they've reprocessed, and the health insurance only covered like 400 or something. So I called our health insurance, and the person I talked to was like, oh, for any emergency ambulance, you should only pay like a copay of like $250 or something. Okay. And this is news to me because I paid a lot more for last time. I don't know if they changed their policy. Anyway, I was like, okay, but I submitted my insurance. They processed it. If that's the case, why would it not cover it automatically? And they're like, yeah, this happens sometimes. You have to call and we have to like reprocess. And I'm like, that is so shady.
It really is.
Like if you are not someone who has the time or thinks to call and you just pay it, it's like you're not even getting the coverage you're supposed to get.
Do you think these are like legitimate like calculations that are happening that are automated and like there's like some sophisticated system that it goes through, but it's not at all.
It's so frustrating.
So this guy, he made a TikTok. It was a dad, and the caption was like, "This is the American healthcare system." So basically, he got a bill for his daughter. I think it's also like something hospital related, and it was like a very expensive $600 bill. And they're like, they didn't have my insurance, so I'm gonna call, give them my insurance, and they're like. And then they sent a new bill, and it was $2,000. And they're like, wait, no, this is a mistake. I'm going to call them. Yeah. He called them, and they're like, oh, no, you had the no insurance discount. So now because you do have insurance, it's like $6,000, and we're giving you a discount of $4,000, so you only pay $2,000. And he's like, what the fuck is this? And he's like, well, can I just take my insurance out? And they're like, no, but you have insurance. So, and it's just like, it goes around in circles.
Oh my gosh, it's infuriating.
And you cannot win unless you have really
Who invented this healthcare system?
Capitalism.
Okay. Yes, moving on to better things.
Getting all heated.
Pop culture. We're starting potentially a little recurring thing where we share comments from TikToks.
Well, these are ones that like clearly resonated with a lot of
other people, yes,
and resonated with us too, because Emily and I were just chatting, and there were a couple that we thought were really good, and worth sharing.
If you guys recall from a previous episode, I shared the one where like, how do you add whimsy to your life? Hopefully you enjoyed that, but we found a couple of other similar like crowdsourcing TikToks, so you can go first.
Okay, This one is, please tell me the one thing that literally changed your life last year. I don't care if it costs $0 or $5,000. I want to know I am the most easily influenced human. And it's just this girl eating her breakfast. And some of the comments, really popular ones are, decenter men from your life. It makes a world of a difference. Saying the compliments out loud that I was thinking in my head with my family, friends, coworkers, random person on the street.
Oh, I like that one.
Deleted Facebook and Instagram. Comparison is the thief of joy. It's funny because none of these cost any money so far.
Yeah.
Started imagining best case scenarios instead of worst case scenarios.
Oh, I need to do that.
That was a really good one and very popular.
I don't know how to do that.
And then someone wrote, oh, dang, these comments. I was going to say Dawn Power Wash Soap.
Well, that's life-changing in a different way.
Okay, last two. Literally go outside. The sun feels like crack most of the time, especially after winter. And then this one, taking blood tests to see what I'm deficient in and then taking the vitamins that were needed. Literally feel like a whole new woman.
Except that'll cost you like $2,000.
No. Well, like there's some standard ones too.
Well, my standard blood tests have always been normal, so it doesn't help because I still don't feel
Maybe you should
normal.
spend a little bit more money on the other stuff then.
Yes.
Okay,
I love that. Mine for this week is human to human. Tell me one sentence someone told you that is still stuck in your head till this day. So these are just random quotes. Okay. When someone is drowning, that's not the right time to teach them how to swim.
Mm-hmm. That's a good one.
Crying is not an indication of weakness. Since birth, it has always been a sign that you are alive.
Oh, I like that one.
You'll spend your whole life inside your mind. Make it a nice place to be. The version of me you created in your mind is not my responsibility.
Okay.
The world will not be kind to you just because you are kind.
Oh, that's so sad, but so true.
This one is for me. Doesn't matter if it's on sale. If you don't need it, it's still expensive.
True. You're still paying like 80% for something that you don't need.
This one I think is why the search bar says hemorrhoids. The longer you stay on the toilet, the closer you are to hemorrhoids.
That's probably a wife telling her husband that.
Don't tell them your plans, show them your results.
Are these ones that resonated with you specifically?
No, I'm just reading the popular ones.
Okay.
Of course you won't always know what to do. It's your first time being an adult. Okay, I'll stop there. But there are so many. There's 27,000 comments.
It's crazy like what pops off sometimes.
Yeah.
There was this recent one where a guy, he probably looks like he's in his early 20s. He's Asian, pretty clean cut, a little nerdy
Is it the one who's practicing public speaking?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he literally just started an account, posted one video of, it's a minute long. He's like challenging himself to be better about public speaking. And so he's like going to get on TikTok and speak for a minute every single day.
Yeah.
He has so many followers already.
I know.
He has like thousands and thousands. And people literally told him like, you're just going to be speaking into the void. No one's even going to see.
Yeah.
He has so many followers already. Okay, can I share one last one?
Yeah.
Parents, what is the funniest lie you've told your kids?
Ooh, I'm going to like this.
I told my daughter each person is allotted a certain amount of words in their life, and she talks so much she was going to run out.
I need to tell both of my daughters that.
One person wrote, my parents told me our cow went to cow college. Pedro did not go to cow college.
Oh.
When animals were humping, my parents told me that one was sick and the other one was pushing it to the hospital. Okay, last one. My daughter won't eat chicken, but she will eat white steak. It's very gourmet and bougie in her mind.
Ooh, I love it.
Okay, wait, sorry. Very last one. When they were younger, if they had a day off from school, I tell them that they help clean the house. I let them skip a day.
Oh, that's genius.
They'll never know, right?
That is really... Well, they have to be pretty young because now Charlie hears about it at school, like when there are holidays.
And she remembers.
Yeah.
Well, you can still trick her and be like, oh no, there's another one. Or you got
funny.
the dates wrong.
My next one is also from TikTok. I don't know if it's been on your FYP.
Nope.
Do you know who Jackie and Shadow are?
Sounds like a person and a dog.
It's two like bald eagles.
Oh.
But there's like all these TikToks devoted to them because Jackie is the wife or the female one. And I guess like she hasn't had babies for 3 years. Like last year, something happened with her eggs where like they didn't hatch. Aww. And so people were rooting for her this year because she laid 3 eggs. And it's crazy. One of them has to be protecting the eggs at all times because other birds will come and try to like get them. And I don't know what it is. But yeah.
Is this in the wild or are they?
Yeah, I think there's like a cam set up on her nest. But I think it might be in like Yellowstone or some national park. But everyone knows them, like Jackie and Shadow.
Really?
And then her chicks hatched.
Aww.
And I've been waiting because I discovered it like a few months ago. So I was like, oh my gosh, like I hope my FYP brings me back. But I actually saw someone post about it on Instagram.
So are they a couple?
Yeah, they're a couple.
And that's how bald eagles
I don't
work?
really know like how they know or if they're just like making it up, but like she'll like go like caw, caw, and they're like Jackie is instructing Shadow on what to do with the new chicks or something.
Oh, are people like watching the webcam and then just making up their own commentary?
I'm not sure, maybe, or if there are like professional like bird
bald
people.
eagle people. Yeah. That's so cute. I'm gonna look them up later.
Look it up.
How do the chicks look? Do they look like aliens too?
So when they first came out, you know, like in the egg, they're kind of like they look kind of matted
slimy
down, but then they got fluffy. Yeah, I didn't get a very good look.
And that's so cool that they're
in
a national park.
I think so. I could be making it up. They're in some park.
Okay, on the opposite end of the spectrum,
yes.
I've been watching with love
You
Meghan.
have? Okay, I've only seen a couple clips, like one where she's talking to Mindy Kaling.
Yeah, so this is Meghan Markle's new Netflix series, and it's highly controversial because there are some big ass haters out there of Meghan Markle. I'm not one of them, as you can tell. And so, and I also just don't know too much about her, but I know that I do not hate her and I do not understand the hate that people come for her for.
Okay.
And the clips on social media is what got me interested in watching it. And yeah, they're kind of cringy, right? Like some of the stuff that...
like the Mindy Kaling one. Basically, she corrected her when she called her Meghan Markle. She said, like, I'm Sussex now or something.
Yeah, but then there's...
And all the comments were like, Sussex isn't a surname.
It's like, I think.
I think there's something Windsor, I don't know. Like their actual last name
Duchess of Sussex.
Yeah, like it's Duchess of Sussex, but that's not her name, like last name.
I thought they changed it. They like officially changed it
did
or
they?
something like that.
Oh, okay. That I didn't know.
See, I don't care that much to like go into her last name, but the show was something that I put on after Logan went to bed. It's just me and Tyler because Steven has to sleep with Logan at 8 p.m. It was me and Tyler.
Is Tyler watching with you?
It's totally like wind down time. He like kind of plays, but then he will look up once in a while. And he'll be like, their kitchen is so nice.
Aww.
Nicer than ours. And I was like, what do you like about the kitchen? He's like, so white, very pretty. And I think he likes the whole aesthetic lifestyle. But it's essentially a show about her hosting and her doing a lot of DIY stuff. And it's very light.
Like trying to be like Martha Stewart.
But it's not. I don't think
really?
she frames herself. I think people maybe expect it to be like Martha Stewart, but Martha Stewart's like the queen of what she does, and she does it perfectly.
Yeah.
The way even like Meghan holds a knife, it's kind of like how I would hold a knife, and like the way I chop up veggies and stuff. Like she's better than me, but she's also just like a regular person.
Yeah.
But she has such an elevated level of style, so it makes it very pleasing to watch. I'm also like very confused as to where she's doing it. I think it's like partially her house and then her guest house maybe.
Okay.
And people always hate on her for being unrelatable, and
Yeah.
I can see kind of why. But
did she ever say that she was relatable? You know,
I don't know.
What celebrities are relatable?
And I think it's also the way she talks too. She seems to be quite formal.
Oh.
And I realized I never really heard her talk.
I wonder if that was from being like in the royal family, like she was forced to pick that up.
Maybe. And I did hear like she is a bit of a perfectionist, and she obviously cares what people think, and it's hard for her to just like ramble on about something.
Yeah.
And so she is friends with different people like Mindy Kaling, and like the very first episode was with her longtime makeup artist.
Oh.
And the chemistry is kind of there, kind of not.
Really?
But regardless, I still really enjoyed the show.
I'll watch it. It sounds like one of those I can just have it on.
It's soothing. And actually, I watched it the whole time without looking at my phone or anything. Because it's a very aspirational, inspirational lifestyle. Her home in Montecito is gorgeous. And then at the very
It's just going to make
end-
me feel sad about my house.
No, because I think maybe Maybe. Because even Tyler was like, I want that house.
I think it's so nice that you can watch your TV with Tyler present, because I never attempt to do that.
That was only one time.
Not stop talking. Like, I can already envision Charlie question after question after question.
Yeah. So that was yesterday. With the first episode, he was good because he was also doing a puzzle at the same time. The second day, he was just not having it.
Oh, no.
But it's okay. It was still, I had to pause it so many times, but it was still an enjoyable
good
show.
Training, I guess.
You can watch it when they're not around.
Yeah. Lucky for me.
But I definitely, I understand why people think she's unrelatable, but does she have to be relatable?
Yeah,
I feel like people hate on her for a lot.
I think
like a lot
she
of
can
weird
never
reasons.
please people, so just do whatever she wants.
But her home, gorgeous. Gardens, gorgeous.
Good for her.
Yeah.
We'll aspire to that one day.
I don't think we will, because you're going to watch it and be like, that's too much work.
Yes, agreed.
Family health.
Okay.
I talked about Allara Health a couple, like many episodes ago. Checking in on it. I want to follow up on my review of them.
Okay.
So far, so good. I really like the doctor that I've been paired up with. She ordered a bunch of blood panel tests based off of the symptoms and like what I wanted to learn more about for her to understand. And she could also take my existing blood work that's been done by my regular OB and kind of like put the story together. But what I really appreciated about our last meeting together was that she told me I was like highly deficient in iron, which I always knew I was slightly anemic, but I'm apparently very anemic at this point. And I'm also lucky because I don't feel a lot of the symptoms with a score like that low.
Lightheaded and stuff like that.
Yeah, the dizziness. And she's like, well, that's probably because of like other things that you're doing with like diet and sleep that you're doing well. But she's like, that's good, because she wanted to recommend iron infusions.
Oh, wow.
Like, that's like a whole
That's
idea,
how low it is.
Yeah, it was. And I was actually reading a book and like researching my score, and it's severely low. And so all that to say, she then went through a couple different other points on my lab test, and she like put the whole story together, and she really dug deep into different areas and like told me why certain things were that way. And she's an OB herself. And there was like a specific hormone where she was like, this is extremely elevated. I cannot figure out why. It's probably nothing to be concerned about, but like we want to know why one of these things. And she's like, I'm going to send it off to another type of specialist, and then we'll get back to you. So I just felt like it was somebody that was like much more personalized in understanding the tests, what they mean for me. She really listened to how I was feeling and what like I wanted to learn more about. And she really dumbed it down for me as well in a way. And we went through like my supplements that I was taking and like what could help and like if they're the right dosage or not, and like if I really needed to be on one of them. And overall, she also knows that I have an autoimmune disease now, and so she's integrating that into her like knowledge sphere, I guess. And I even though she doesn't have like all the answers, I still feel like somebody understands, somebody that I can talk to. I would never get this level of care from my OB.
Well, I'm confused why that's never come up if your iron level is so low from anybody else.
I even checked because I booked all these doctor's appointments like way too close to one another. I even checked, and it came up as pretty low as well for my OBs.
Yeah, and they didn't say anything?
They didn't say anything.
That's really weird.
And it is, and like if you look at the lab test, it's like, you know, you have the normal range, and then it's like you're on one end of the spectrum or the other. I was like way low on the other end of the spectrum, and like nobody ever reached out.
That's really weird.
Like, I have never been taking iron supplements, and it's frustrating because I do eat iron-rich foods.
Yeah. So are you going to start taking iron supplements?
I have started.
Oh,
because I don't want to do the iron infusions.
Yeah.
I'm just going to start with the iron supplements, and then in 6 weeks we'll do lab tests again.
Oh, wow. That's cool. That makes me want to do it too.
Yeah.
Because, well, I did go to my doctor, and he ran like tests, and everything was like pretty much normal. There were like
your PCP.
Maybe like my vitamin D was low, so I can take vitamin D, but nothing alarming. So
yeah, I don't think anything was like crazy alarming except my ferritin levels, but there's still some things that were like much lower. And then I like, when I talked about some other symptoms, she connected it back to low iron because I was using up my reserves or something else. Anyways, it was like a lot more in depth than
that's really cool.
I had originally imagined.
So she's like, how do you fit her into your, I guess, like healthcare professionals? You still have a separate PCP, And then she's like the...
She's the OB technically. It's like Allara Health is definitely focused on women's health.
Okay.
I think it's started with PCOS, but like PCOS is also... I don't have PCOS, but like a lot of the symptoms are very similar as well.
Okay.
But I don't have a PCP. I have 2 OBs now.
I only have a PCP right now because I signed up for One Medical. But my OB, when I was like pregnant with Cassie, I haven't seen her since then, pretty much. So
that was like the most I've ever been to a doctor when we were pregnant.
Yeah. It felt like you were really getting taken care of.
Yeah.
And it was covered by insurance.
Actually, I really felt taken care of when I went through IVF because you go to the doctor every 2 days.
I didn't get that kind of care.
It was not covered by insurance though. So just putting it out there, it is. I was telling Steven about it, and he's like, this sounds great. Like, it's something that you should continue doing. It's super affordable. It's also FSA eligible. And even if you just have questions about your existing health, at least it gives you access to somebody to talk to.
Totally.
Maybe I just got lucky, but...
Yeah, it sounds like it's good, and you did get lucky. Like, she's a good fit for you. Yeah. Okay. Do you want to talk about what do you want to do in Vegas?
What do you want to do? I'm forcing this conversation on air so we can really have it.
Honestly, I just want to hang out with you guys, go eat like nice meals, dress up a little, and that's it. I have like very low expectations.
You didn't say shopping.
I don't know if I'm allowed to.
I told you you're allowed to. Don't put this on me anymore.
Well, I thought we were just lifting our no buy just to buy outfits for Vegas and then like bringing it back. Are we? Or are we just like giving up? I'm okay either way.
Okay. I think it should just be for outfits for Vegas.
Okay.
And maybe when we're in Vegas too, right?
Okay.
Because we're getting earrings. Or I need to get some earrings.
Are we going to get a piercing?
Yeah. Okay. We can get a piercing too.
Yes, listeners, we're thinking about getting a piercing. So you have 2 or 1?
On our ears. I have 2.
Okay. I have 2 as well. So we're thinking about getting a 3rd piercing. Our friend Evelyn is not on board with that. She has 1 piercing, which I think she like never changes the earrings.
I don't even know where we could get a piercing.
We'll look it up.
Okay. There's probably
I'm sure on the strip
yeah,
you could, but like, can we trust it?
Yeah, it's better than maybe off the strip.
I'm kind of thinking, are you gonna get a 3rd in both ears or just in 1 ear?
I don't really care.
I don't know.
I need to make sure my second hole is still like a hole.
Yeah. Okay, we'll think about it.
And the inspiration is social media.
Because we need more holes to achieve a look that was served to Teresa on TikTok.
That is correct. Emily asked me a couple times what my inspiration is. I sent her the same TikTok ad. I really need to just order it.
And then Teresa also gave me the magnetic lashes that are trending on TikTok. So today my goal is to figure out how to wear them.
She's gonna make a TikTok about it, guys.
And then if it stays, I'm gonna bring them to Vegas.
Yes, and then we'll tell us, and then we can buy it too.
Okay.
Or buy a.
What if it's like Glamnetics?
That means I'll really like it for a week, and then
the first time.
Yeah, I only need it like once.
True. Okay, and also should we go get our hair done?
What do you mean?
At like a dry bar.
Oh.
I don't really know if I've ever had a good experience at a dry bar.
I've never had a good experience at a dry bar.
But I just feel like I don't know how to do my hair.
I think you just bring back the 20s knowledge. Curl it a bit.
No, I need someone in our group that can curl my hair, and none of us are it. You're the closest. Definitely not me or Evelyn.
Okay, should we practice before we go? You're right. I haven't had a
Today I straightened a little bit. I don't know if you can tell. Because it was like very wacky at the bottom. So it was like doing this. So I just straightened it to be straight.
Okay, let's do a practice run. And then if it does not go well, let's go find a place.
Okay. Or like...
But what are we even doing? Like for dinner?
Yeah, for like a nice dinner. I don't know. What do you want to do? Do you want to go see a show? A comedy show?
I think a comedy show would be fun.
Magic
Mike. You've seen Magic Mike so many times already.
No, only once.
Oh.
Yeah.
Recently?
Last July.
Okay. And you're willing to go again.
Yeah.
Must be good.
I mean, it's just a fun...
Yeah, I would go.
Okay, let's talk about it offline.
Okay.
We got to talk to Evelyn.
All right. More to come.
Okay.
Wait, do you not want to go to the spa?
No, I don't mind.
Okay.
No one's brought it up. Okay, we'll talk more.
Okay, bye.
Thanks.
Have
for
a great
listening.
week.
Please recommend us to your friends because we want to keep growing.
And subscribe and leave a comment.
Yes, all those things.
5 stars. Thank
Send
you
us
so
money.
much.